with more details and what we are trying to explain. Basically, what we are trying to explain with the theory of Fabrica is, if we want to just say it in one word, is the Planck size. What is Planck size? Basically, we define something, element, the first element of all of the fields, all of the matter, all of the energy, and all of the events as basically quantized fabricas. These quantized fabricas, they don't have shape because they are the definition of a space.
Smallest element of space.
Yes.
It is not dividable anymore.
Exactly. Reality and time. This fabrica is the element of a space, time, and reality. And basically, connections of fabricas can create so-called field, and we call it barba, because the time factor, it is included in that. In field, in quantum field theory, time is governing the field. The whole field is under the governance of the time. And that's why, and it is also defined in a space. The field has a size, therefore, you can define it in a space. This is the size of this field. In Fabrica and Barba system, fabricas are creating different type of fields with different type of properties, and when these fields are getting connected to each other, they can create another field with different type of properties and get bigger and bigger and bigger for each effect that we experience in universe. Therefore, when we are talking about fabricas, we are talking about main elements of the creation, reality, time, and space. It is very important to consider reality as a dimension, so we call it reality dimension, because it can explain what is happening in quantum physics.
What is Z prime?
This is the fourth space dimension that we can use later on our calculations. For now, what we use is X, Y, Z, reality, and time. Okay? So, how we can find these basically elements exist, or elements are actually quantized elements of space and time? Because of many reasons. The first reason is gravity. So we found this through definition, a new definition of gravity. Fabricas, they don't have information like individual quantized alone fabricas, they don't have information stored in them. Therefore, they can get destroyed. And they can get created out of nothingness. Therefore, a fabrica can create another fabrica. And continuously, this can actually cause the expansion of universe. Fabricas, they can get subtracted. Quantum traction theory was about that. Subtracted from space. Therefore, gravity is exactly subtraction of fabrikas all the time. Therefore, space and time as a framework is always moving, accelerating when we are talking about gravity. It's similar to acceleration because the whole framework is basically, this framework is space, like let's say we have the acceleration always going by destroying the fabrikas by basically matter, which is matter itself or energy itself is another definition of fabrikas in the terms of Barber system. And this continuous destroying of fabrikas causing the gravity, and it affects time for sure because we destroy fabrikas all the time. It gets destroyed by matter, and also it will cause lack of space, lack of time. So basically, the whole framework losing all the time, losing time and space because representation of time and space getting destroyed all the time by matter. Therefore, we feel what we call gravity. So that's not a force, and basically it is a subtraction of space and time. So this is general definition of fabrika. And for sure, we can define whatever happens in general relativity. For instance, let's say in gravity, we have bending the space and time, right? We can define that as lack of fabrikas because always it's eating up the fabrikas. If you have a bowl full of, let's say, balls, and you have a hole, and you start throwing these balls from that point, what will happen? You will see a shape. You will see bending. You will see bending in the shape of that ball full of small balls. But that is not real bending. It looks like a bending. Actually, you subtracted the space and time, and that bending created.
What does it mean, time subtraction? Okay, space subtraction is more clear, but time subtraction?
Because the fabrikas are representation of time as well. Each fabrika. Therefore, when you destroy it, the clocks will tick differently in that place that has lack of fabrikas. Look,
gravity,
yeah,
slow.
And that's why time dilation can happen. Because we destroy the elements of a space and time and reality all the time. This is like matter and gravity, and therefore we lose the sense of time because we destroy the representation. We change the framework. So that's why time is relative in each point of a space, and depend on your motion, depend on your basically gravity, depend on gravity. You will have like different understanding of time. Okay? Yes. So basically, this is quantized definition of time dilation in different basically systems. Okay. Depends.